When Congressman Steve Booyer of Indiana looks back on 2009, he'll be able to say that this was his breakthrough year. This was the year that all of America learned that it looks like Byer, but it sounds like Booyer. This was the year that he got a national profile for all the wrong reasons. First, there was his argument that smoking tobacco is really not that different than smoking lettuce. Yes, he is a big recipient of R.J. Reynolds donations. Why do you ask? Then there was his outrageous argument that health reform was a secret plot to hurt veterans. But what's making him really nationally famous now is his charity, the Frontier Foundation, which was supposedly founded to give Indiana kids college scholarships, but which in its 6 years of existence has yet to actually give out a single one, even though it's raised over $800,000. Last night on the CBS Evening News, investigative correspondent Cheryl Atkinson interviewed Congressman Booyer about his foundation, asking him first why the offices of this mysterious foundation were empty.
Why doesn't the Frontier Foundation have a physical address currently?
Well, I think, first of all, you got to ask the foundation that question. The foundation, the president of the foundation called me last Thursday night, I think the 29th, and they'd held a board meeting, and she wanted to tell me about some of the positive things that they were doing. And one of which is they wanted to immediately relocate, and they did. They moved out that night. And I think that was a good thing, because that's about, I spoke with the foundation when I told folks in Indiana that I would do a review. I was so focused on helping them achieve their goal of $1 million endowment that, I didn't pay as much attention to appearances as I should have.
Appearances, what things look like. A reasonable concern, it has to be said, when the congressman's foundation is raising money from companies who have interests before the congressman right out of the congressman's campaign office.
In retrospect, do you think it was inappropriate that they were co-located with your campaign office?
I guess I was so focused on them wanting to make sure they could save money,
they could save money. The foundation spent more than $100,000 on fundraising and sending the congressman out to play golf in exotic locales with corporate donors, while at the same time doling out precisely $0 in scholarship money, the cause for which it was purportedly raising all those funds.
Where did the $25,000 to start the foundation come from?
You know what? I was asked that question, and I don't recall.
How can you not know where the $25,000 came from?
I'm serious. I don't recall. It could have been from pharma. It could have been from one of the companies. I don't know. You have to ask the foundation with regard to records.
The foundation won't answer our questions. I've talked to the foundation.
It had to have come from one of those major donors. But I don't remember.
Can you find out? This is something that would seem to be important. Can you find out for us where after the interview today?
Well, first of all, please ask the foundation that type of question, but I don't recall.
The foundation did email CBS after the interview to say the $25,000 seed money for the foundation came from pharma, the drug lobby, which has actually donated $200,000 to the foundation, and which hired the congressman's son to be its federal affairs manager in 2008, and which lobbies on drug regulations before the House Energy and Commerce Committee, of which Congressman Booyer is a member.
But one reason it's controversial, from what I can tell, all of the donors have interests before committees that you sit on in Congress. Why is that?
Well, the committees in which the corporations in which provided support, like as I said, were those original companies, and I also would say that these companies of whom have contributed. Do not assume, I've seen your follow the money piece before, I saw what you did to Obama, so please do not assume that if a company contributes to the foundation that somehow that's some type of influence upon what I'm about to do.
No influence, you say? This is your cue, Cheryl Atkinson of CBS. Go, 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 go.
In 2007, you helped kill a 3-year ban on advertising new drugs. In 2008, you sponsored the Safeguarding America's Pharmaceutical Act, which is one of the pharmaceutical industry's top priorities. This year, you've co-sponsored tougher penalties for counterfeit drugs, all after these generous donations from the pharmaceutical industry to the foundation.
Who I am and my core beliefs do not change. They're the same. I'm the same person I am before I came to office. I'm the same person now. I'll be the same person when I walk out of this office. So people support who you are and what you believe in. And so trying to match up legislation like that is erroneous. You shouldn't do that, Cheryl. I think it's wrong.
What's not wrong, according to Congressman Booyer, the links between his foundation that doesn't give out any scholarships and the tobacco industry that donates to the foundation anyway. And yes, Booyer's committee has jurisdiction over tobacco regulation as well.
Tobacco interests. The tobacco interests have given tens of thousands of dollars to your foundation. Last April, you opposed the bill to give FDA authority to regulate tobacco. You instead sponsored an R.J. Reynolds-supported alternative, and R.J. Reynolds is a donor to your foundation.
I created this. No one else created this. I came up with trying to create a new public health position on tobacco. You're conducting an interview here that is picking and choosing areas that may try to fit a story. And you're trying to fit a story whereby, geez, if I just follow the money, I can show how it influences a member of Congress. And you're ignoring the fact that Pharma, the largest contributor to the foundation, is supporting Obamacare, for which I vehemently oppose. So if you go to the air and print your story without telling that side of it, then this is not a fair and balanced story. I just want you to know that. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at, and I spoke with the president of the foundation on things that we can do to address people's concerns with regard to an appearance.
CBS correspondent Cheryl Atkinson says she would have asked Congressman Booyer more questions, except that the interview ended abruptly when the congressman got up and rushed out to a congressional meeting or something. Congressman Steve Booyer is getting more and more famous all the time now. Maybe this is karma for him trying to scare veterans.